What is going on? Welcome to episode 65 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh. Player 2 is Hate Zero. How's it going, man? No, he's muted.
It's going well. It is going very well.
Take three.
I want to start off with, what up, NPC fam? It's your boy, Hate Zero, your hero.
Oh, guys, I did everything in my power to try to keep the ya boy from coming out. I even used a Jedi mind trick to keep his mic muted, but it didn't. It just didn't work. He
even started the first stream with no sound to try to start it after you boy. But that's okay. So hey Josh, I got a complaint over here.
Okay.
My chair sucks. Do you have any advice for me?
I'm so glad you asked. If you, like Hate, have issues with your chair, that your back hurts, your butt hurts, it's just not comfortable to sit in, you wish it was a couch, you wish it was like a race car seat, I've got you covered. Go to opseat.com, that's right, opseat.com, and get yourself a comfortable, affordable gaming chair from opseat.com. But that's not all. If you want to save yourself $10, use coupon code N64Josh.
So they're just giving away free money over there?
Well, if you buy yourself a chair from OP Seat, they sure are.
Wow. So let's say I get my chair.
Okay.
Should I read books, or do you have a recommendation for that? You're like the knower.
I'm so glad you asked. Never read. Why read when you can listen? You can listen to books. It's the ultimate way of multitasking. You can learn, you can be entertained, while you're also playing your Switch, playing your DS, reading blog posts. Read and listen at the same time. Wow. Just let your mind be blown. Just let it happen.
How do I do that? Tell me more.
Go to audibletrial.com/NPC and get yourself a free audiobook from Audible and help support this cast. We really appreciate it. While sitting in an OP seat.
This all sounds too good to be true. If only there was a way I could get an extra podcast a month, then my life would be made.
You know, I'm so glad you brought that up. If you need an extra podcast, all you got to do is go to patreon.com/N64Josh for $1. Just $1. You get yourself an extra podcast. There's other tiers available as well with other extra content. So go to patreon.com/N64Josh and check it out.
Be right back. I'm going to go now.
No, don't do that. We got to keep
have
to
to
talk about video games.
I'll wait till after.
Don't leave. So, hey, what's up, everybody in Twitch chat? Welcome. That was our new and improved ad read. So, yeah, we'll see what the reviews say later. How long did you guys work on this before the podcast? 5 minutes? Maybe?
Well, I mean, that was take 2 because the first time no one could hear us.
Yeah, we did that the first time with just our heads bobbing around. No audio. Welcome, everybody. I see Maverick, Mr. Bungle, OG Nate Dogg, Kirby Geek, Killer. Oh, there's so many. Nightcrawler, like Henny. I got to scroll up to see even more of them. There's so many. Guys, thank you for being here with us live, for hanging out. We do appreciate you. We're doing this show live 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m., twitch.tv/N64Josh. And come hang out. It's fun. It's fun to do it live. You get to be part of the show. We get to hear from you. Yickum, there you are, buddy. Sorry, man. There's so many names. I love you, Yickum. Sorry, buddy. So, yeah, this is live. We're doing it live. How you doing, man?
I am doing very well. Very well. It's a beautiful Switch kind of day today. How about you?
A beautiful Switch kind of day? Tell me more. Now I want to know more. What does this mean?
You're just kind of like, I'm at work and I've got a little bit of free time. I'm trying to avoid doing any work. No one's around. I'm going to play some Switch.
So that's what you did at work. You played Switch.
No. I won't admit to that live on the air. Not live. I didn't do that. I'm just saying it is a good day for that if you wanted to partake.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's done nothing but rain here. So literally roads just covered in water, like driving through standing water. I'm like, I should be home playing Switch. So I understand.
Switch kind of day.
Yeah. I literally could have brought my Switch and just floated on these lakes in my car playing my Switch because it was a little out of control.
You had a special day today. Little special early morning.
Yes, I did. I got up early. My youngest daughter turned 10. We went and she had what was called the mini belly buster, which was a giant pancake and 2 pieces of bacon, an egg over easy. So
Very nice.
She munched on that, and we talked about we talked about Super Mario 3D World because that was her favorite game when she was like 6, and she played all the way through it. So she's like, cool. I'm like, why was that the best one? She's like, it's simple, Dad. Cats. I'm like, of course. Of course. I should have known.
Makes sense.
Cats. So here's to hoping they bring that game over to the Switch because a lot of people would really, really enjoy that game, and a lot of people didn't get a chance to. So that's my day. She's like, I don't care if you record your podcast, but we're going to be hanging out as soon as we're done here. So,
very nice.
What have you been playing?
I have only been playing Celeste, so I'm still not incredibly far. So I'm nowhere near a completionist, and I'm also not like a speedrunner. So I'm somewhere in between, like trying to find as much stuff as I can. But I'm completely willing to bail on a strawberry after a certain amount of time. I'm like, you know what? Forget it. Don't need it. So I've wasted a good amount of time trying to get a strawberry and realizing, you know what? I have to bail on this before I throw something. So
you playing mainly docked?
I did play docked. I've been playing mainly handheld, but I did play some docked over the weekend. Yeah, over the weekend.
So you're jumping between the D-pad and the stick, or using all stick all the time?
I'm using all stick all the time. So I tried to I started the game handheld, and I don't like the D-pad handheld, so I didn't even bother. And when I went to try to play it on the D-pad on the Pro controller, it just felt so bizarre because I'd been all stick already. So I was like, I'll just stick to this. And it plays fine. I mean, you occasionally mess up a direction, but it's few and far between for me.
Do you see yourself moving to mostly the sticks on most games, like Street Fighter or side scrollers and everything? Like, do you feel like you've made the transition?
Well, I haven't played a Street Fighter in a while, so I can't say for that one for sure. But yeah, for a lot of the side scrollers, I've been mostly stick these days. And I think it's because, like, on the PS4 controller or the PS3, PS2, the D-pad sits in a natural place for my thumb. I don't like the D-pad being under the thumbstick. It's never been a natural position for my thumb. I don't like it.
I see.
So unless I get a controller like the 8-bit Do, that might change it. But I don't see myself changing anytime soon.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Well, I've played a little bit of Celeste. Not much.
Why not?
It's been all Mario Kart all the time. Yeah. So Monday nights, guys, twitch.tv/N64Josh. We are doing Mario Kart Mondays, and it's getting pretty intense. It is getting pretty intense. You can check my Twitter. I've been reposting some of the videos. Last night's the one I posted was of porn, like Nightcrawler. Here's the fun thing with Mario Kart. Nightcrawler just said crushing dreams, right? So here's the thing. You hate if you jump in online and we race, we're automatically given a tally of our wins and losses with each other. You know, if I place ahead of you, I get a win, you get a loss, and it shows our versus record. So Nightcrawler and I are in the hundreds, and so he's I think he's like 60 behind me, right? So he's trying to work his way back up. Um, I have like at least I think 4 or 5 videos last night where he's just about to cross the finish line and I get right in front of him, like at the very last possible second.
I saw the one you posted with the bullet bill where you just snuck by. Is that the one you're getting to? That was amazing. Nightcrawler, I'm sorry. That was crazy too, because Josh was like blue shell, lightning, bullet bill. It's like, come on, man. How do you go from 6th to 3rd in 2 seconds? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, 8th. That was 8th when that whole thing started. So, but that's 200cc. Last night we got a lot more 200cc and a lot more mirrored tracks, and so it just kind of adds a little bit of 200cc is like it's definitely a challenge. But we've been having a great time. Yickum's joined us, Lumberjoke's in there regularly, Kirby Geek, Killer, and other people as well. We've really had a good time just playing. Katie Ann, she's like part of the we call them the Watermelon Squad. It's Kirby Geek and Katie Ann. They play as a purple or a pink and green Shy Guy, and they do not mess around. There's no messing around. They are literally the destroyers. So it's a ton of fun. It's a ton of fun. So if you guys can make it out for that. We also sometimes we'll do it late Friday night. The best way to keep up to date with everything is jump into the Discord. There's a link at the top of the page in the show notes. Like if you're just listening to this. Otherwise, if you're in chat, just !Discord gets you there. So a lot of fun. But it's basically taking up my time. I tried to play some Monster Hunter on the Xbox, and it was a series of unfortunate events. We used YouTube TV. So as I'm playing, my wife signed me out because she was only signed in to the YouTube TV on my account on the Xbox downstairs. So eventually we just switched to Mario Kart, and you know what? It was awesome. Mario Kart's super fun. So moving on to like releases, there's been a few that came out today. I don't have my Switch right in front of me, but I believe Mad Carnage, Dandara, Black Hole, Mercenary Kings Reloaded Edition are the ones that came out today. And out of all of those, the only one I've heard much about is Dandara, and I haven't even heard much about that, but I'm starting to see a lot of review videos go up for it, and I think based on what I'm seeing, people are really enjoying it. Do you know much about this game?
I watched a video today about it. I mean, that was the first I heard about it was when Kirby Geek was like, y'all don't even know about Dandara in the Discord. So I was like, well, I better educate myself. And so I watched the video. It looks cool. I need to see more. There's just so many indies, and there's only so much time. I can throw it on the list.
What if watching the video, what was appealing about it?
It's side scrolling, but I think like the level flips, right? So like at some point it kind of reminded me of like a side scrolling Prey. I'm probably way off because I didn't watch a very long video.
Well, when you say level flips, I mean like Castlevania Symphony of the Night?
I don't know if it was quite like that. Okay. I'm not sure. Okay. I'll have to, and I don't know. Kirby, go ahead, tell us about it. We'll read your comments because I need to. I didn't actually watch any reviews. I watched a trailer and it looked cool, but was I in my car at the time? I don't remember.
I hope you were not in your car watching videos. That's not a good idea.
I think I was parked at like the store. Okay. I don't remember.
Perfect. That you just pull into a spot. You're like, I just need to watch this review real quick. Like, just.
Hey, so my normal routine. I got like 20 seconds. I'm gonna go on the Discord. There's usually between 400 and 200 messages nowadays. So I'm like, oh, okay, let me just scroll. But in this case, there was only a couple messages. First one I hooked on was Kirby saying, y'all don't even know about Dandara. I was like, great. So yes.
With all that sass, she's always bringing the sass. And
I assume, like, in my mind, she's saying it like, y'all don't even know Dandara like that. So totally whether that's true or not, That's how I interpret it.
Apparently, it's jumping, and you have to angle your jumps. So that's a mechanic in the game, apparently. So anyway, we'll check some reviews. And she said
Kirby says the SAS is 100% correct.
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah. So the indies aren't stopping, guys. There's indies for days. If side scrollers and like shmups, that kind of stuff, you're set for a while. You're set for a while. There is no lack of games on the old Switch. So it's awesome. It's awesome. Moving right along, we're just going to jump into our talking points. We actually have a number of questions. One of them we'll have to get to maybe later on in the week. I wasn't able to watch any videos on it, but as far as our talking points go, what is Mario Kart Tour going to be?
I'm using motion controls. No, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. We can speculate all day. I'm guessing it's going to be a Mario Kart game, obviously, where you use your phone and tilt controls to play. That could be way off.
So I was on the Nintendo Dads podcast this last week. Mm-hmm. We talked about Metroid Prime. And I was listening to their most recent show where they had Rogers Base, I think is his name, on like Twitter and YouTube and stuff. He's a Nintendo content creator. And they were talking about this. And one of the points that they made that I thought was good, and what was funny, when you listen to podcasts, sometimes you talk along in your head and you're like, oh, I would say this right now. Like literally absolutely. They started saying the same things I was thinking. Rogers made a really good point that Nintendo is trying to make all of these phone games very functional so that you can even play them with one hand, right? So if that's the case, one, that makes me a little nervous thinking about Mario Kart. I really don't know how I feel about this because Mario Kart's probably one of my favorite series in that Nintendo's ever come up with. Like I've always had fond memories of almost all of the games. And so I am like a little bit nervous about like, what are they going to do? And not only am I nervous about the gameplay, I'm nervous about how they're going to monetize this, right? Because like, are they going to charge me gas? Like, are we going to go to EA levels of like, oh, hey, you bought Madden? You need to get the DLC of the air for the ball if you want to be able to play.
You don't need air. Look at the Patriots. You're good. Just kidding, Patriot fans. I don't like foosball. We're all good. So that's even worse, isn't it?
Yeah, what?
Super Mario Run is a prime example of how they'll probably do it. Where you get X amount of content, and then if you want the full game, you pay $10 or $5 or whatever Super Mario Run costs. I'm guessing they do it like that. If they do it like by track, like pay $2 per track, that gets tiring pretty quickly. So I don't know.
Killer in the chat says he thinks it's going to be more of a manager type game. Like I'm going to throw out a handful of ideas here, and we can kind of break them down or like, try to figure this out. If it's one-handed, okay. The first thing that I thought of, one of the really like fun racing style games on the phone is drag racing. But that's not, you don't drag race in a cart typically, right? And that's one of the same things that they were saying on the Nintendo Dad show too. Is like, well, maybe it's drag racing. I don't think that. I had that idea, but I'm like, I can't see that being the case.
There's not much tour involved in that.
Well, like you could go to different parts of the Mushroom Kingdom,
Yeah, but who cares if you're going in a straight line?
Hey, Yeah, good point. Okay, so the other thing that got me thinking, well, maybe instead of like a 3D kart game, maybe this is going to be more like a. Do you remember Super Sprint in the arcade back when we were kids? It had like 4 steering wheels and 4 gas pedals, and you looked straight down.
Yes.
or almost like an off-road, like to
Love those.
where you just see the little carts on the screen. I don't exactly know how you control that on the phone to make it one button. I don't know.
Uh, yeah. I mean, maybe we see more of a Super Mario Kart style, top down kind of game where you've got left and right on either side, and it auto gasses for you. I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe this idea of them trying to make it so functional that it's only one-handed, maybe that's not going to be the case, because the game that came out on the Switch this year, or last year, the what's it called? It's that racing game. I'd have to dig through my stack to look it up, but it was basically a mobile game first. Oh, I have it on my phone.
Oh yeah.
Actually.
Um,
It's I don't know. It's not like Mr. Person's mentioning Asphalt 8, I think he said, but Gear Club.
yeah. Yes.
That game actually plays and controls really well on the phone. Like it does. It's decent. I mean, it's almost like having like Forza on your mobile device, and so it's it plays well on the Switch. So that being said, maybe this is going to be more of a 3D kart experience. If that is the case, though, is there going to be a paywall? Like you can only race like 3 times an hour, or you gotta pay for stuff? Is it going to be you can race all you want, but the characters that is it going to be like a almost like a lotto for characters where you have to use coins that you can unlock in game, but then you also have maybe the coins in Mario Kart will finally be something, right? Other than just the little speed boost and keeping your top speed up. And if that's the case, maybe you spend the coins to unlock accessories, unlock better carts, that kind of thing. But then you get into the whole pay to win thing, and then the internet catches on fire, and every gamer hates Nintendo, and and the other thing is who is this game for, right? If you think about the mobile games that are on the phone now, like Mario Run's fine for what it is. It's fine for what it is, and Ganthit says, one-time pay would be cool. I don't disagree with you, my man, but Nintendo doesn't make money that way. Fire Emblem Heroes makes them money hand over fist. Pokemon Go made them some serious dough. Mario Run, nothing. Like it compared to the downloads they had, it didn't. It really didn't bring them any money. I'm sure. I mean, we saw Animal Crossing buying those tickets. They were making money immediately. So Kirby Geek says because people are trying to buy their waifus. So I don't know. And so maybe this isn't necessarily targeted at me. I know that these are a glorified an advertisement so that people are thinking about Nintendo, thinking about Mario Kart, thinking about Animal Crossing, that kind of stuff. What do you think, man?
Well, I think first of all, this game is clearly for you. They're absolutely going to get your money from it. So, because it's a Mario Kart game, are you really not going to buy it? Of course you're going to get it.
Oh, for sure.
But if it's a pay-to-play style, I don't know how long it's going to keep your attention. So that model has proven successful for a ton of games. I mean, Candy Crush probably is the biggest, right? That one started it all and kind of ruined everything, life as we know it.
Yeah.
So that is clearly successful. But the question is, what are they going after? Is this more of an advertisement? In which case, then just paying once accomplishes the same thing as upsetting everybody. At that point, if like Mario Run, kind of more in that advertisement. The game itself doesn't have a lot of depth. It's like tap every once in a while. It's all with one hand, but you only pay the one time. They didn't make a lot of money off of it, but it gets Mario on the mobile.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping Mario Kart Tour is something like that, because I'll pay a one-time fee. I'm not going to pay 99 cents every so often. I might do it a couple so I can talk about it on the show, but I'm not gonna pay like, oh, you want to do Rainbow Road? That's 99 cents. Yeah, no, thank you.
So I'm gonna go with what I want to see, and what I want to see
Okay.
is a 3D kart game where you earn coins to unlock items, or you can buy coins if you want to unlock items. All of the items would have to be cosmetic only. Like basically your cart stats would basically stay the same or not go beyond what is already offered in the Mario Kart series, right? To where there are different builds, but they can't just be the good stuff can't be locked behind the paywall. It has to all be available just for playing the
Yeah.
game. And I think that would be good. I log in every day and play Fire Emblem Heroes. I do my one free summon whenever they offer that. And the other day, it was like the 1 year anniversary. I got 50 orbs. So I have like close to 600 orbs in that game. I don't even play that game. I don't even understand that game really. But I'm like, one day I may figure it out. And when I do, I'm going to have a plethora of orbs to use. Same with Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I've said it on here before. I park a Pokemon in a gym that's like has one other player. Nate Exchange, if you're listening to this, thank you. Thank you for kicking my Pokemon out every day so that we can, we just help each other earn the 50 coins every other day. It's amazing. So, and that's it. That's my extension with, that's all I do with those
Yeah.
games. I don't sit and play them. Animal Crossing, I fell off. I'm like, you know what? This is just tiny little fetch quests. It's not fun for me. I don't care about the reward of getting the characters' pictures or whatever. But some people are way into it. I have, my wife still plays it daily. We have friends that have like every one of the pictures. It's like she's out of her mind. I don't even know how she does it. And that's cool. That's cool. It doesn't have to be for me. I'm still stoked for Animal Crossing when it finally comes to the Switch. I can't
Right.
wait. So
Yeah, a lot of the phone games don't keep my interest past maybe a week. Like that's just traditionally how I've felt with mobile games. Never really cared about them. But if they do it in a fashion that like, well, when did they say Mario Kart Tour is coming out? Is that 18 or
fiscal
19?
year 2018.
Okay.
So it could
So
be a
then
year from now even.
yeah. Um I don't see what I'm going to say happening, but if it tied into another Mario Kart 9, like that kind of thing, I think is a cool and practical use for a mobile game. So, like, hey, you can play on your mobile, get some coins, whatever they use, and it'll help you unlock stuff in the main game. We'll tie in your Nintendo accounts and you can transfer skill points that you earn in Mario Kart Tour to Mario Kart 9. Something like that. Like other games have done stuff like that, and I think that's kind of a practical, cool use.
Yeah, and the other question too, like, will there be online play for it, or will it be like a time trials thing where you just do, like, you kind of have a leaderboard?
I just thought of it.
Oh, here it goes. If
Brilliant.
you're just listening, guys, his hands went up, and he's like, he's doing the mind blown motion over and over again. Here we go.
Mario Kart Tour is a prequel where you get to build your own Mario Kart levels that will then transfer into Mario Kart Maker releasing in 2019.
So, Mario Kart Maker, interesting. Okay.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
Well, based on a comment I saw in chat earlier from Mr. Persons, it would be nothing. If he gets that opportunity, it's going to be nothing but Baby Park and bananas all the time. So at 200 cc's.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. And speaking of Mario Kart, I am making a prediction right now.
Okay.
Mario Kart 8 is getting DLC. I'm making that prediction.
Maybe the DLC is related to Mario Kart Tour in a track editor mode.
It's hours and hours and hours of DLC. No, Mario Kart on the Switch has almost sold as many copies as it did on the Wii U.
Yeah.
It's like very, very close. Might even be past it now. if Nintendo wants to, make games as a service, this is their top selling multiplayer game. Mario Odyssey, Zelda, and then Mario Kart, I believe, are the top 3 sellers on the Switch, with Odyssey being at like 9 million, which is bonkers. Just absolutely bonkers.
Well, they marketed that game pretty well. I mean, even before the Mario cereal, they had Mario on like honeycombs and all sorts of crazy stuff. So they were really pushing Mario for quite a while.
Yeah, and even doing the Nintendo World Championships and throwing, they did a really good job of marketing that game. But with that statement of wanting to, have games as a service, it doesn't make sense to me that they wouldn't make DLC for their 3rd best-selling game on the system right now. What do you think?
Obviously we have no idea, but I think you could be onto something, because I don't think Mario Kart 9 is coming anytime soon. So do we get an F-Zero? Because you and I have talked about this months ago, where what's going to be the racing game to bridge the gap between Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 9? Do we get an F-Zero? Do we get some other form of a race, or do we get a Diddy Kong? The answer is probably no to both of those. We're probably not getting a wave race. So what is going to keep us racing until Mario Kart 9? DLC could be that answer. I would not be surprised. But then the other question you have to ask is, how far out is Mario Kart 9? Are they making levels for Mario Kart 8, or should they just save them for 9?
Yeah, that's a good question too. And we know that the same team made ARMS.
Yeah.
That did Mario Kart, and they've said, hey, they've stopped the updates for that game anyway, as far as any more content. So right. That's another question in the chat here. Mr. Bungle says they should do something like the Splatfest and Party Crashes in Mario Kart. And yes, please. I would love that. I would love to see Mario Kart get that monthly support. But do we see that in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or is that in 9? That's really the question. So my prediction is we will see DLC for this game. And it may even come in the form. This is not quite as much of a I really think this is going to happen. But I mean, maybe even see a Double Dash DLC, because they wouldn't really have to do much to the game other than just add the carts, right?
So then let me ask you, for the DLC, do you think we get just carts? Do you think we get levels or battle modes? What kind of deal, or do you think it's going to be a mix?
I think it's all 3. I think it would be all 3. I think we might see somebody like Kirby come into the mix and then get Kirby levels. Maybe Samus, especially with Metroid Prime 4 coming out. Who knows? I don't know if we'll ever see another Kid Icarus, but I mean, again, that's another property. Maybe even an ARMS character, and maybe we get a springy boxing glove or something as a new item. You know what I mean?
Well, I've already made my prediction for Mario Kart 9 months ago. I think that it's going to have some form of character-specific power-ups.
Okay.
So, if you're Link, you're going to get the, maybe use the Master Sword or the Slingshot, whatever the case. If you're Mario, then, Fireball is going to be your thing. If you're an ARMS character, you have a ranged punch attack. I think everyone's going to get their own specials. Donkey Kong's going to ground pound, that's going to launch him forward or something, right?
Sure. I'm thinking Olimar and throwing Pikmin and there's look at the Smash lineup. There's so many people that could be added to Mario Kart if that's what they wanted to do. So I don't know. It really does pique my interest. And the thing is always piqued my interest about Mario Kart and DLC is that there were 30 million copies of Mario Kart Wii sold, right? 30 million copies. I'm sure. I'm not sure, but I often would just speculate and think about this. Like, if they had been able to figure out a way to do DLC for Mario Kart Wii, it would have been so financially profitable for them.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a way to do it because of that system, and it was so so unfortunate because it would have meant more content for us and more money for them. But
Yeah.
so
Absolutely.
and I mean, I know that there's people that are like, I don't want DLC, I just want full games. Hey, I understand, but with a game like Mario Kart 8, if we can get some DLC and just freshen that game up a little bit, I would love that.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I even saw in chat was like, but two Mario Karts on one console. I think we're going to see something happen this with this console generation, that we're going to see multiple games on the same
And
system.
and does Mario Kart 8 as count as a Mario Kart Switch title? It was like I don't count any of these Wii U re-releases because they weren't developed for the Switch. So I think the Switch will get a Mario Kart 9. I don't think that's crazy at all to think.
I mean, technically, Zelda's a Wii U port, right?
Right.
But I think we're going to see a Zelda game
Yeah,
on the Switch. I think we're going to see another one.
I
I
do.
think I think we're going to see an Odyssey 2. It sold 9 million copies. You know, like we saw Odyssey, or not Odyssey,
Galaxy.
Galaxy get
Yeah.
2 as well. You know, so it is quite possible. And I mean, the assets are there, so it really shouldn't take them as long to be able to knock these games out. Listening to the Nintendo dads, they were talking about Smash. That's what that was the one of their main topics, right? And we're actually going to get to that right now. And there was a very interesting piece of information I didn't know, but Rogers Base brought it up. Melee was made in 8 months.
Really?
That's what he said. I want to double check that, but that's what he said. And if that's the case, that game is still being played to this day, and it had such a short development cycle. That is crazy. But speaking of Smash and Animal Crossing, if neither of those games come out this year, like everyone is anticipating,
Yeah.
what are we going to see instead? And chat, I want you guys to answer this as well. If we don't see Smash or Animal Crossing, that's kind of what everybody's anticipating, like the moment they they said there's online coming, everybody's like, "Oh, that means there's a Smash game." Like that, I don't,
Yeah.
okay, maybe. But if that's not coming out, what are the games going to be? In chat, I want you guys to answer as well. And what do you think?
Pikmin 4, I think is all but guaranteed to come out this year. Um, maybe we see a Luigi's Mansion 3. They haven't talked about it. And isn't like the another anniversary for Luigi coming out soon? Isn't his 35th anniversary coming soon or something?
It could be, yeah, yeah. Another year, the year of Luigi 2.
Yeah, so if that's true, they might wait for that. So definitely Pikmin 4. Probably something nobody's expecting. When was Bayonetta? Is that supposed to come this year?
Bayonetta 3 is the end of this
Yeah.
year. Yeah, probably holiday, I'm guessing.
So that might be a huge push for them if there's nothing else in that window. That might be the title. Um, if we don't see Smash this year, then I won't be surprised if we see Metroid this year.
Okay. All right, man. Everybody is the chat is blowing up right now. So we got Pokemon, Pikmin, Luigi's Mansion 3, maybe Metroid, Star Fox, Mario Party, new IP from Kirby Geek. Mr. Bungle says new IP from Retro Studios. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, Retro. Yeah, you trolled us. You trolled us not too long ago when people were asking them what they were making, and they kept tweeting out pieces of meat, like it was prime rib or something. More Pokemon, Melee HD, Luigi's Mansion. Killer says we don't see Smash or Animal Crossing. The next Smash is coming at some point. Scrap says a side-scrolling Mario. Either Mario Maker 2 or a new 2D Mario. So Mario Maker DX, Virtual Console. I don't know that anybody should be don't hold your breath for Virtual Console. I think Nintendo is really taking their time on it. We may get something at E3, but I think I read an older interview with Reggie, and he's like, "We know everybody wants it. We just got to make sure we come out with the best way of putting it out there." So
No, they need to come out with the best way to monetize it. And
wow.
And unfortunately, and people aren't going to like it, I think it's a subscription-based service. They talked about doing a subscription-based service before. So Xbox has proven that Game Pass can be a successful venture. Do not be surprised, Internet, if we see a subscription-based Netflix.
Oh, it's possible. It's possible. So I'm with people in chat as far as the games. I would be banking, honestly, on new IP to be the big time holiday seller, something that they're going to really market well, something that's going to like really wow us. That's kind of what I'm hoping for and banking on for this holiday. And this isn't a Nintendo game, but Red Dead Redemption got pushed till October. So that means the holiday season just got a whole lot more exciting. And that means that there's going to have to be a major marketing push for anybody putting a game out around that time, because Red Dead is going to sell through the roof.
I saw a rumor.
Oh, tell me.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4 will be set in modern time.
Okay.
It's coming out at the end of this year, and it's releasing on all 4 platforms.
Really?
The port is being handled for the Switch by a different dev, but it's a dev who has experience doing Call of Duty games, is the rumor.
Huh.
So, and all the DLC and all the features are supposed to work on the Switch as well. So if this rumor is true, it'll probably be a 720p, version of Call of Duty, which
it'll be like Rocket League. It'll run 60 at the dynamic resolution. So it'll be like,
you know what?
It'll be like Minecraft.
If they could do it with Doom and eventually Wolfenstein, having a game like Call of Duty where we can play online and have like Call of Duty Tuesdays. Well, we can't do Tuesdays because we're live at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But having Call of Duty Wednesdays or something, that could be fun too. And I know that game is not for everyone, and that's fine. But hey, it's fun to shoot your friends.
And we saw, Call of Duty was on the DS.
Yeah.
On the DS. I'm just gonna say that again. It was on the DS. And my boys used to play it. They love that. So it's not that Activision doesn't want to see the games on there. They just needed to make sure that the Switch was going to be a console that was selling.
Yeah.
I don't see why we wouldn't at this point.
And I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan. I see the chat's somewhat conflicted. I get it. I'm not a huge fan. But that means, Call of Duties are probably some of the biggest titles that come out every year, right? And
they sell.
To see us getting that means the Switch is getting the same level of support and getting the support the Wii U did not get.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can get like Black Ops 2 or something on the Wii U. I think there's one Call of Duty title on it.
Was Ghosts on the Wii U?
Maybe it was Ghosts.
There was one that was on the Wii U.
It could have been
There
Ghosts.
definitely was.
Yeah, so that's... And again, all of that is good. All of this is good. Why is all this good? Like I see Mr. Person say Assassin's Creed. Like Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, all of these big third parties, they may not be for everybody. That's fine. But if somebody's like, I can practice Call of Duty on the go, that's like always playing, but they hey, I can take break and actually play Call of Duty. That's great. That may sell a Switch and a copy of the game on the Switch. The more third parties we have, right, and there's going to get to a point that there's like a bubble that it could pop. So we definitely don't want to get there. But the more third party support, the more time Nintendo has to they've really put themselves in an amazing place, because as third parties start coming in, they can still port games from the Wii U, and then they can put out new games as well. And so now there's just and the indies are filling that fourth spot. So if Nintendo needs to delay something to make it better, it's not like, I mean, there were literally times during the Wii's lifespan it was like, hey, everything got delayed for the holidays, sorry. And there was nothing. It was a ghost town. There was no Nintendo games, and it was like, this is a bummer. This isn't cool. And it's not going to be the case anymore. Like, we may see AAAs get delayed, but that's fine. Look how many times Zelda got delayed. I think it was worth it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. In the end, at the time, you're like, man, we could really use a game right about now. But yeah, it turned out great. And yeah, if you have the third party support and you get the Call of Duties, it may not be your favorite game, but that'll fill the void so people don't get jaded and say, oh, I'm selling my Switch because this thing's stupid. Because they'll be able to play the third party games in the meantime, waiting for the next Metroid, waiting for Smash. I think another game we see this year is Madden. I think we get a Madden Switch this year.
Probably. Yeah.
And that'll be huge for people because Madden has such a huge following.
I would definitely. I play Madden every year. I would definitely buy it on the Switch. Like, there's not even a question there. So, we've both been asked. People ask about the Switch. They want to know why they should pick up a Switch. What's good about it? Some of you guys listening probably already own one. You could probably, answer these questions yourselves. But we do get these questions, and so we want to just basically give our recommendation of the system. So go ahead and start this off for us.
Yeah, so the thing that surprised me the most about the Switch is the portability. I've never enjoyed handhelds. Like, I've had a DS, a DS XL, I've had a 3DS like 2 or 3 different times. Like, I keep buying it thinking like maybe I'll enjoy it this time. And the handhelds just never take off with me. But for whatever reason, how Nintendo did it with the Switch, I'm loving it. I play probably 60% handheld, 40% docked, which is surprising because I thought I was going to be 100% docked, never take it out of the dock. And that's just not the case. The other thing the Switch does, I talked about it last week, that no other console can touch, is your time to gaming is seconds. The time to gaming is seconds. So like, if you're wanting to play at work on your 10-minute break or 15-minute break, lunch break, whatever, you can turn the system on and within 10 seconds you're playing a console quality game for the most part, and you just can't have that experience anywhere else. I didn't expect to love the Switch as much as I did. I didn't enjoy the Wii U. I owned it, then I sold it. I love the Switch enough now that I'm podcasting about it.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, it is unlike any other system that's ever been out, right? It's literally a hybrid. And even in while I'm playing Mario Kart with chat, there's people that are like, "Oh, I've been playing handheld. Hang on, I'll be right back." And then they're like, "I just dropped it in the dock. Okay, I've got the Pro controller now. Let's do this." And so, like, it's one of those machines that, like, because it is getting the support of the third parties and everything now. It's literally mind blowing to play Skyrim like in bed. Like it's mind blowing to me to look at a game like Zelda Breath of the Wild and be able to play that handheld, Mario Odyssey, and then also have these great indie titles as well, these side scrolling shooters and things like that. And it's not that these games aren't on the Xbox, the PS4, the PC. They're all there, but this is what the biggest selling point on the Switch for me is. I mean, one, I'm a Nintendo guy, so that's simple, right? I mean, it's a no-brainer for me. Yeah. But, and I may have said it on the podcast before, but the Switch is the handheld system that I have wanted since the DS came out. And all I've ever wanted with a handheld, and the PSP was close to this, was to be able to do twin stick shooters. I mean, I was so devoted to playing like Metroid Prime Hunters that I had thumb styluses. And I'm crazy, but I would invert my touchscreen so that it would play like a first-person shooter for me. And that's how much because to me, I've always loved first-person shooters. So to have a system that's on the go, that's twin sticks, that are very, very playable, right? I mean, the other thing with every other handheld, it's like you're like moving this little disc around. It's not like
little slider.
Yeah, it's not like an actual stick. And so the fact that this system has, twin sticks, take it on the go, being able to like pull it out at a restaurant or a bar or whatever, and throw down in Street Fighter or Mario Kart or Tetris or whatever you want. You can't do that. Yeah. And this makes it possible. So it's those are just some of the many reasons that I highly recommend this system.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I had a PSP, I had a PS Vita, and even those they didn't stick for whatever reason. I've never really felt passionate about a handheld, and the Switch is a handheld at its core, but it does it's the system I didn't know that I needed. Nintendo made the perfect system I never knew I needed. So
I like that. So there you go. There's our recommendation for anybody that's ever asked why. Go. Yes, and the Vita did have twin sticks, but it was still the little like squishy circles, right? More or less.
They were a little lifted, but they were small. So, like I played Uncharted on it, and it was very playable. But you could tell it was a handheld.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I mean, obviously the Switch the sticks are a little bit short, but it's still very playable, and that's what's so it's seamless, literally going from TV to handheld. So it's nice. I really, really like it. I do have a handful of questions here, so let's try to knock these out real quick.
Okay.
Mr. Person's asking about Diablo 3 for the Switch. Is it possible? Do you think it's possible?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. That was easy.
I do.
This is from Shell Shock Prime. It says, with games like The World Ends With You, Final Remix coming, what type of DS hidden gems you'd like to see? Would you like to see come to the Switch?
Ocarina of Time.
it's
Ocarina of Time.
That's not even a DS
the
hidden
remastered
gem.
Version. The upgraded version. No, there's a ton of cool DS games. I'd love to see the new Zelda
Link Between Worlds.
Yes, that game was awesome.
So
that'd be cool.
If he's referring to DS as in not 3DS, which is where The World Ends With You came from, Kirby is mentioning a ton of good ones. Trauma Center, which was a blast. Did you ever play Trauma Center where you had to do surgery on people? It was on the Wii also.
I didn't play it on... Oh, maybe I did play it on the Wii. So, I do remember it. Yeah.
So she... let's see. Henry Hatsworth. I'm not sure who that is. I've never heard of it. Ghost Trick. Elite Beat Agents is a fun one for sure. Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. I'm gonna throw one out here. Ace Attorney. Yeah. Let's get some Ace Attorney on this on the Switch. I'm ready. I wouldn't mind seeing, especially since we're seeing The World Ends With You, and you're basically they've got the controls nailed down for it. I'm assuming. I would love to see the two Zelda games that were on DS, Spirit Tracks and the Phantom Hourglass, and not have to use a stylus on them. Like they're good Zelda games. So those would be nice as well.
I'm surprised no one's saying Brain Age. I mean, come on, Brain Age, guys. No love for Brain Age, no.
Apparently not. Right. So
that's fine.
And Kirby's saying, the Oracle is saying, I'm pretty sure Capcom's going to port the collection again, meaning Ace Attorney. Objection! Like, that was the best thing about that game, yelling into my DS. Objection! Okay, so there we go. Thank you for the question, Shell Shock. Chai Tea Lady, I'm going to get to your question on Thursday night. Let's see. Mikey B says, personally, I would love a hype moment for Bloodstain. Coming soon. ... Right? I don't even know what Bloodstained is. I think it must be a game. I didn't get a chance to check it out. So there's your moment of hype. Everybody get hyped in the chat.
Bloodstained, is it?
Yeah, get a moment of hype. There we go.
It's going to be lit. On fire.
This from Scrap Gear. It says, if the rumors about Crash, a PlayStation exclusive, coming to the Switch end up being true, what are some other exclusive series you'd like to see get the Switch treatment? That's a good question.
Are we talking completely fictional, never going to happen?
Let's err towards the side of possibility.
Let's do... Man.
The chat says all of Uncharted and Little Big Planet.
Well, I was going to go with... Cuphead. Cuphead would be perfect. But I was going to go with The Last of Us, the first one, on PS3. But, that'll never happen. Some of the Xbox stuff might be fun to have. I wouldn't mind seeing a Devil May Cry collection come to the Switch, because those were fun games. And the Switch should be able to handle at least the older ones, probably even the last one, because it was on PS3, wasn't it, or 360 and PS3?
Yes, yeah.
So I mean, the Switch has proven that it can handle PS3 ports no problem, and with relative ease.
We're literally seeing in the chat every exclusive: Banjo-Kazooie, the Master Chief Collection, Sunset Overdrive, Gears of War.
I'd love to have every game on the Switch. Mine as well.
But I mean, Banjo seems like one that could be a possibility. That a game like Nuts and Bolts and
I got it.
And yeah, okay, go.
Viva Pinata.
Hey. There you go.
Viva Pinata. Did no one like that game? You didn't like that game?
No, it was fine. It was fine. I
enjoyed it.
I didn't really get into it because, I mean, I just, I liked Animal Crossing better. But my wife, she loved Viva Pinata. So,
yeah.
I mean, there were people that definitely liked that. I'm just going to go out and say Sea of Thieves, if we're just going to, let's just get unrealistic now. let's just Sea of Thieves belongs on the Switch. So
see if it runs Crysis then.
Yeah. And actually somebody put GOW. So I don't know if that was God of War or Gears of War. So either.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Both
just bring
of
them both.
All of them.
Bring them both. You know what I'm ready for on the Switch though? That's not an exclusive anywhere is Mortal Kombat. I'm ready for a Mortal Kombat on the Switch. It's been a while since I played Mortal Kombat. So, and then of course B has to come in with Vroom 2. I've determined that B has probably a developer of Vroom, and that's why he is pushing it so often in my streams.
Let's go with the Forza Horizon. Let's get Forza Horizons on the Switch. That'd be great.
Okay, Kirby says Katamari, which I mean that's a total Switch.
Katamari would be cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty fun. So, okay, let's see. I think that's pretty much it for our questions. Looks like. And so, we did it, man.
That's it?
We
got
another hour.
Did it.
We got another hour. We did it. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at HateZero with an X. You can find me on the Discord. If I question whether you're a real person or not, please don't leave. I don't mean any offense by it. I just, sometimes we got a guy, he used to be a host on here. He's gone through a lot of name changes. Sometimes he might be multiple people. I don't really know. So if I question it, just roll with it. I mean nothing bad by it.
Yeah. Akimbo Trout. If you are your own person, please come back.
Yeah, come back to us. Come back to us. But I find it real convenient. He's on vacation right before Akimbo Trout left. Not helping the cause at all, because it's like, oh, how am I going to kill off this character? That's what I'm thinking in the mind of Destinot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, how am I going to kill off this character before I go on vacation? Perfect.
There we go. OG Nate Dogg says, should Punch Out be on the Switch? Absolutely. Bring all the Punch Outs back. They're all great.
I'd like to see Punch Out get modernized, similar to like how Fight Night used to be, because we haven't seen a Fight Night style game in years, many years.
What's funny about Punch Out is it's technically a puzzle game that you just figure out the patterns.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Like it's not really a fighting game. It's more of just a combination game. So, anyway,
you're right.
There we go, guys. You're gonna find me on Twitter at N64Josh. If feel free to tweet at us anytime. If you have a question or a comment for the show, tweet at us. We'd love it. You're gonna find me on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, Farmers Only. Any others that I'm missing? I think that's all of them.
There's a couple others. I'll have to look them up.
Yeah. Okay. Patreon, N64Josh. It's all N64Josh. So you guys can follow me on there. Again, audibletrial.com. Get yourself a free audiobook. Listen to that audiobook while sitting in a gaming chair from opseat.com. It hates mine's being blown right now. So opseat.com. Use coupon code N64Josh. Save yourself $10. If you guys are enjoying this show, we're so close to those 100 reviews. If you like this show, you're listening to it on iTunes, if you can go in there and leave a review, let us know how we're doing. Let us know. And if it's less than 5 stars, give us a critique on what you would like to see so that we can improve. Hopefully. I mean, we're not going to be able to please everybody, but if there is something that you're like, I had a review that said, I enjoy the show, but I can't email in and I don't want to join Discord or do anything else like that. Hey, fair enough. So now we have an email. So you can email me, n64josh@gmail.com. If you want to write in, question, comments, whatever. So we do read those. We do want to improve. We want to continue to make this show better. And we just want to say thanks. Thanks for listening. If you're here with us live, thank you for being here. So many of you. I think we broke our record for the amount of views on NPC tonight. So thank you guys, every one of you. We appreciate you. If you do want to hang out with us, join our Discord. Like there's so many people joining.
Don't fear the Discord.
Yeah,
it's a great place. We've only scared out 1 out of the hundreds of people. That's pretty good.
It's not too bad.
And they may not have been a real person. Let's be real here. So do join the Discord. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of great people. You can interact with Josh and myself, along with all these crazy people. Crazy in the best way possible. None of this is possible without you guys. You guys rock my socks.
Yeah, there's tons of good people, and if you're a streamer, we have a spot where you can post that you go live, that kind of stuff. You've probably heard Captain Logan on here before. He's in there. Like, it's a good time, and we do have our 1-year anniversary show coming up, where you guys get to hear from Destinaut again. So if you haven't gone to the very beginning of this show, we're gonna have an anniversary show very soon. So looking forward to that. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you for being here live. Have an amazing week, and we'll see you Thursday for the NPC Mini. So you guys take it easy. Goodbye. All right, chat. You guys have been awesome tonight. Thank you so much for so much interaction. Like, we are totally counting on you guys to help us with content for these slow times with Nintendo. So,
yeah, not a lot of news. I think the lack of news is probably an indication that maybe they're waiting to surprise us with some things. Maybe that mythical direct is coming. Or maybe there's just nothing to talk about. Only time will tell.
And we will
if you want to fax us, be my guest. I will get a fax set up for you.
Did somebody just say fax?
Yeah, Webb's like, what about a fax? Yeah, if you want to send in a fax, you want to fax your question, I'll set up a web fax. It'll work. We can do this.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Guys, I have a friend named Hidden. I don't know, his name's spelled weird. but he's a good guy. He's
Kirby's trying to send a page. She wants to be able to page in.
What about beepers? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You guys are the best. I love it. I love it. Guys, let's go hit Hidden with this N64 raid. Blow up his chat, guys. Just blow up his chat. So much emotes. Just show him a bunch of love. He's playing Monster Hunter right now. Thank you guys for just a killer night. So much fun. So we'll see you guys very soon. Y'all take it easy. Goodbye.
Goodbye.